practicing his music. He's taken it into his head to play the death march for the boy in Belfast jail when they hang him in the morning. You know, the one who was caught for his IRA activities.
Well, I wish he'd kept it in his head. Them pipes get my nerves.
Get us an old drink.
Or get it yourself.
I can't, me leg.
Here you are, scout.
Hey, where is your rent?
Give me a chance where?
Pat, do you think that?
Him, the bloody well oughta.
Ah, no. The boy in the Belfast jail.
Oh, there's no think about it. Tomorrow morning, at the hour of 8, he'll hang as high as Kilimanjaro.
What? Where's that?
It's a noted mountain off the south coast of Switzerland.
Oh, yeah.
So do you no good to be hung as high as that?
No. But you know what he said? As a soldier of the Irish Republic, I will die smiling.
And who asked him to give himself the trouble?
He was only doing his duty as a member of the IRA.
Ah, don't make me use that coarse expression, you silly old bitch. This is 1960, and the days of the heroes is over. Over this 40-year past. The IRA and the War of Independence are as dead as a Charleston.
The old cause is never dead. You know, till Ireland shall be free, from the centre to the sea. Hurrah for liberty, says the Shanban book. Now,
She's as bad as that old Egypt out there. It's bad enough he hasn't got a clock. I declare to Jesus he hasn't got a calendar either. And who has the trouble of it all? Me. He wants to have the new IRA installed here now. Prepare a room, no less.
We are the rushback!
I'm right one here tonight. Come on.
It's bad enough trying to run this place as a speakeasy and a brothel.
What?
A brothel. That's the English for a whorehouse.
I'd be thankful for you to keep that talk of whorehouses out of here. I'm no whore, I'll tell you.
And you're losing your union card.
Well, if I'm a whore itself, you don't mind taking the best part of my money, so you're nothing but a ponce.
And a long time it will take me with the kind of money you can earn.
Ah, you know what you can do.
You
Shut up, that bloody row, and get out!
Thank
you.
Now you ought to know better than to abuse a poor crippled man who lost his leg 3 miles outside of Mullingar.
There's nothing the matter with your poxy leg.
And who would look after Mansour in Ireland or England if I didn't?
Well, I wouldn't tell you that much.
Well, we were soldiers of Ireland in the old days, and I'll stick by him. I'll sing me old song there, Kate. On the 18th day of November, outside of the town of Melroom, the tans in their Crossley tenders came roaring along to their doom. But the boys of the column were waiting with anger and its primed on the spot. And the Irish Republican Army exchanged of the whole fucking lot.
Shut up, you dirty foreign bastard.
You know, Pat, you sit there talking about them old times and the 5 glorious years. And yet you stare and you jeer at the boys of today. What's the difference?
Oh, it's the H-bomb. You see, it's such a big bloody bomb, it's got me scared of the little bombs. The IRA is out of date. And so is the RAF, the Swiss Guards, the French Legion, the Red Army.
Yes.
The United States Marines, the Irish Free State Army, the Coldstream Guards, the Grenadier Guards, the Scots Guards, the Welsh Guards, the bloody Fire Guards.
And not the horse guards, no, they're grand, are they?
King Queer,
Commandant General.
Yes, you were, Patrick. Patrick, preparations.
Everything's ready for the guest.
Good. The troops will be coming quite soon.
The troops, how many are expected?
We have the 2 prisoners and the guard.
Oh, right. Well, as the Scotsman says, many a mickle makes a muckle.
Yes, and that's what the Irish said. One after another they built the castle. Isn't ye Kela Shah Dagok Noi Kashlon?
That's Irish. It's a wonderful thing, you know, an Oxford University education. You know, me, I'm only a nigger old Dublin, and I wouldn't understand a word of it. About the prisoner, Mansour.
Yes, an English lad, to be captured on the border.
Man.
Only one at the moment, but soon there'll be scores of them.
Jeez, look all coming here.
What's that?
I was just saying, it's great to see the boys out again, sir.
Absolutely first class. Carry on, Patrick.
You know, it's bad enough trying to run this place as an IRA barracks. Mansour wants to turn it into a kind of a glass house now.
What?
A kind of a private Shepton Mallet of his own.
But sure, we should be proud. Proud to have the boys that are fighting for Ireland. And especially the poor young fella in Belfast jail, 18 years of age.
What are you getting so excited over Ireland for? Where were you in 1916 when the real fighting was going on?
Well, I wasn't born.
You're full of excuses, you are. Where were you when we had to go out and capture our own stuff off the British Army?
Capture it? You told me you bought it off the Tommies in a pub. You said yourself you got a revolver, 200 rounds ammunition, and a pair of jumpers from the Colonel's back man for 2 pints of bass at 15 woodballs. Capture it.
I shouldn't have given him acting first, but I felt sorry for him.
Why?
He got me sister at the family way.
She was always a no good
What's
this?
He's a Russian.
He's a what?
A Russian?
Is he dirty or something?
He's a communist.
Oh, a communist! Sure, violence against my religion have anything to do with the likes of him.
Listen now, Kelly. The only reason I know for throwing a man out is if he hasn't got any money. Yeah, hang on. I'll find out if he has any money. Any money? Do you have any money? Dollars? Guineas? Money.
Oh, God.
Well, you never know what he is on. Oh, sure, pound notes is the best religion in the world.
And the best politics too.
Is it all right now?
Oh, carry on now, sir.
I've been to confession 3 times this week already, and I don't want to make no mistakes about it.
Oh, you did well tonight, Garrett. Fair to you.
Man.
Garrett, no, not good woman.
Oh, that's great now.
I'm sorry, Mrs. M. I mean, about the Russian. I thought there was a God-fearing man. I could shut my eyes no longer.
Oh, yeah. Sure, then you want to think now you were to a God will turn speaking well of him like that.
Oh, and another thing, Miss Meg. About my lawn tree.
Oh, yeah.
It was due back 3 days ago.
Oh, yeah. It walked back.
I had to go to one of my committees this evening and heard they short to me name.
Well, go and ask the Prisoners' Aid Society. They'll give you one.
You know very well that is the committee in which I serve.
You go and wash one.
You know I can't.
No, Mr. Malidi, if you don't get going, I'll ask you for the rent money you owe me.
Well, no, please don't bring all that up again. You know perfectly well at the end of the month.
Get going! Fine thing to be letting loose to every class of bowsy and gouger in this city.
Dirty thieves and whores the lot of them. But still, their money is clean enough.
Well, it's not the whores I mind. The whores are all right. It's the likes of that old white and sick that I don't mind.
You don't mean Mansour.
No, I don't. I mean the lead. Oh, Monsieur now, he's bad enough. Going on about the Republic and living in a broccoli.
Oh, no, Meg. No. He doesn't know anything about these kind of things.
Of course he knows.
He doesn't, Meg. He thinks everyone living in this house are all gays and Republicans on the one.
He doesn't know.
No, he doesn't.
You each. Doesn't. Jesus. Oh, here he is. Listen, I can hear him.
Patrick?
Mansour.
Patrick? I trust we may rely on the lads in the billet if anything should go wrong tonight.
We may put our lives in their hands, sir.
Oh, Lord, heavens.
There was a bit of a rumpus in here a minute ago, wasn't there?
Strain of battle, Commandant.
Yes, the The men are bound to be restless on a night like this. It's in the air, Patrick. Can't you smell it, man?
No, sir.
They're coming back. Now I think you should have a copy of this. Banknotes. Plenty of foddery.
And for the horses.
For the men, damn you, the men.
But this is an Irishman, sir.
Yes. And I think at a time like this we should refuse to use the English language altogether.
Well, now, you've done your bit on that score. At one time, Monsieur wouldn't speak anything but Irish.
Well, sure, most people wouldn't have known what he was on about, would they?
They wouldn't. When he went on a bus or a tram, he had to have an interpreter with him so he'd know where to get off.
Ah, that's poor lad.
Patrick,
Yes, sir.
have any letters arrived for me from England lately?
Letters from England? No letters.
Oh dear. I was rather relying on my allowance for a few necessities.
Well, we keep the old kit going somehow.
And there's another man, fellow patron of ours, calls himself Pig Eye. Codename, of course. Just served 6 months in prison for the cause. And I said that in return he shall billet him, at our expense, to the end of his dying days, Patrick. Carry on, Patrick.
Me on. Pig Eye, I'll give him Pig Eye. He's just done 6 months for robbery with violence till the end of his days. If he doesn't pay his rent in here, he'll reach the end of his days sooner than he thinks. Pig Eye.
Don't talk to me about that Pig Eye. You know, he's as mean as a brave. 100 gross of nylons now. He knocked off the cock at your warehouse last week. And not one did he offer the girl in the street. Not even the poor one-legged girl in number 8. Yeah,
Hello, Pig Eye.
No, Monsieur. Oh, he's not as brave as he's cabbage looking. Calling himself Monsieur. And blowing the head off you with them old pipe. And not one penny to his name.
Well, he's a good also, and he's a decent old skin.
Well, now, where did you get that moniker for a start? Is that an English name?
What?
Monsieur.
Well, it's French for mister, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking you.
But I'm telling you.
Well, tell me.
Well, at one time all the tops are going around calling themselves by the Irish names.
Did you not just say it was a French name?
Oh, you shut up for once. Now, what's the Irish for mister?
Oh, it's not in it, the salad.
That's right. Right. Yeah, that's right, Opie. See, now that was too difficult for them tops, so they call themselves Madame or Monsieur, as the case may be.
Half mad or half mad then once.
Oh, no.
Nuts.
He wasn't half mad when I knew him first, or a quarter mad. Look at that. Monsieur on his white horse. The cross of Christ held high on his right shoulder, like Brian Beru, leading his men into war and glory.
And will you have a look at the stage of the poor horse for you?
That was the day we got captured. We could have escaped, but you know, Monsieur is terribly strict and honest. He's an Englishman.
An Englishman? And him going round all day with the lovely skirt on.
He was born an Englishman, remained one for years. His father was a bishop.
What? Well, I'm not sitting here listening to that class of immoral talk. His father was a bishop indeed.
And he was a Protestant bishop.
Well, why didn't you say that? It's different for them Protestants.
They get married too, sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he went to all the biggest colleges in England, slept in the same room as the King of England's son.
Oh, but it wouldn't surprise me now if he hopped into the bed. And his father being a bishop and all that.
He had every class of comfort, mixed with dukes, lords, marquises, the whole lot.
All under one room, I suppose, was it?
And all into one bed.
When you shut up, as I was saying, he had every class of comfort, until one day he discovered he was an Irishman.
Aren't you just after telling us now he was an Englishman?
He's an Anglo-Irishman,
And the name of God, what's that?
a Protestant with a horse.
Ledbetter.
No, not Ledbetter, the Protestant in the back parlour next door. He won't do, too ordinary. Not even an orange man, whether he be as black as your boot.
Oh, why?
Because they work. Anglo-Irishmen only work at riding horses, drinking whiskey, and reading obscure books in Irish up in Trinity College.
Now, I would. He wasn't born an Irishman, but he became.
No, Jesus. He was, you listen, he was born one on his mother's side, right? And as he didn't like his father's people all that kind of way, he went with his mother's people. He became an Irishman.
And how did he do that?
Oh, he took it easy at first. Wore a kilt and played Gaelic football in Queen's Park.
What's
It's in London. He took a correspondence course in the Irish language. And when the rising took place, he acted like a true Irish hero.
So he came over to live in Ireland.
He came over to Ireland and fought with me at his side.
And we've heard that story before.
I don't know, 5 years hard fighting.
Oh, God help us. Oh, Hetty and Nanny is the good man who was killed.
Oh, well, we had the victory till they signed that Curse of God treaty in London. The 6 counties were sold to England, and Irish men were forced to swear an oath of allegiance to the British Crown.
Well, I don't know about the 6 counties, but the swearing wouldn't be much bother to you.
Whatever made them do it.
I'll tell you now, Ropeen. 'Twas Lloyd George and Birkenhead. They made a fool out of Michael Collins. And he signed an agreement to have no more fighting with England.
Well, he should have been shot.
He was. Still, no, he was a good old soldier, and he died for the cause.
You know, they used to call him the laughing boy.
It is.
Pat, give us a song.
I do.
Well, Kate, do you know this one? Do you know it? Was on an August morning, all in the morning hour, I went to take the warming air, all in the month of flowers, and there I saw a maiden and heard her mournful cry. Oh, what'll mend my broken heart? I've lost my laughing boy. So strong, so wide, so brave he was, I'll mourn his loss too sore. When thinking that we'll hear the laugh or springing step no more, I curse the time and sad the loss, my heart to crucify, that an Irish son with a rebel gun shot down my laughing boy. Oh, had he died by Pierce's side, or in that he'd be killed by an English bullet from the rifle of the foe, or forcefully fed while Ashley dead in the dungeons of Mountjoy. I'd have cried with pride at the way he died, my own dear laughing boy. Story. Some of us wouldn't accept the treaty, but we were beat. And when the fighting was over, we came back to this old house.
This dirty old home.
A good hole it was for many a man on the run for 20 years after that.
Who was still on the run 20 years after that?
All the Gaels and Republicans who wouldn't accept the treaty. We put Cosgrave's government in, and he had the police hunting us.
And then you put De Valera in and he started hunting us too.
I put in De Valera. What are you talking about?
I ought to know what I'm talking about. I was Michael Collins' runner in the old days.
If you were Michael He must have had 1,000 of them.
Are you calling me a liar?
And get out.
You know I was Michael Collins's runner.
You know, that was over 50 years ago. You weren't even born.
I did my bit in a Collins Street with the rest of them.
He did his bit up O'Connell Street with the rest of them.
You shut your bloody mouth. You want to take a bucket of water and do it like the back, you do.
Get out.
There you are. Look, see, she's picking with me again. I haven't said a word to her. I wouldn't argue with that one. I only upset myself.
Oh, come on, get out.
I think I'll go upstairs for a lie down.
Oh, you go, yeah, go on, do that, yeah. Hiding guilds and Republicans was all very well, but it didn't pay the rent. So in the end, we had taken every class of bowsy to make the place pay.
You wouldn't say that to my face.
Get out, will you? This noble old house was housed many a hero and a gale. Was turned into a knocking shop. But I had you to help me.
You had me to help. Well, the curse of God made mention. And your dirty, lousy, rotten leg. You had me to help. Sure, if I'm a whore itself, sure, I'm a true pig.
Oh, of course you are, Meg. Of course you are. No, I wasn't talking about you. No, please, no, not you, no. I was talking about that Ropeen one. And that musician, look at the culture whore. And that Colette, no. There's another one for you.
I don't have to stay here, you know. Come on, you.
Don't talk to me about that slag, Colette. Not after what she done to the poor civil servant from the Ministry of Pensions.
Don't start all that again now.
Oh, it was terrible. There he was, kneeling down, saying his prayers. For Colette to go robbing him of all his money. And him in the presence of the Almighty God, so to speak. Shocking. What's that?
I've seen everything, dear. I've seen everything. I was just upstairs doing a bit of shadow boxing with my friend.
And where's the row coming from?
Is that man on the third floor back? He's got a strange woman in his room.
Oh, the lady.
Yes. The noises. These 3 houses that are in there, the noises, they're disgusting.
A woman in his
I don't even know the woman. She's not even on the house, let alone the street. A complete stranger.
And has he got the one-legged girl from the
No, she's a
right?
complete stranger. I don't even know the woman.
And what sort of woman is she?
It's a female woman.
Well, the dirty, low, degenerate old maniac. What does he take this place for? Oh, look at this.
Let us say a prayer, Mr. Hurst. We will be forgiven.
Please, Mr. Behan, let us not fall from grace again.
I'm very sorry, Mr. Hurst. Let not the right hand know what the left hand is doing. Miss Gilchrist,
Mr.
can you
M'Leedy?
feel our souls together?
Mr. M'Leedy?
Is that you, Mrs. M?
Is that me? And who in God's name do you think it is? Come over here and bring that shameless bitch with you.
What did you want? Did you call me, Mrs. M?
If M'Leedy is your name, I called you. And I called that low hooer you have with you. I didn't call her by her name now, because I don't know what it is. That's if she's got one. Come over here and bring that hooer with you.
Mrs. M, she might have heard you.
And who's she when she's at home? And what has she got that I haven't got? I want to know.
She is a lady.
And the more shame her. And don't you be calling me your dear Mrs. M, nor your cheap Mrs. M either now. What do you mean by bringing hooers into this house?
Oh, it's like bringing coals to Newcastle.
Mr. M'Leedy, don't you know you could have got anything that you wanted like that? This wouldn't give you all delight.
Yes, anything.
I'm surprised with you. God knows I've stuck by you. Even when that lump there wanted to cast you out into the street. For the dirty, low hypocrite that you are.
Thank you, Mrs. M. Your blood's worth bottling.
Right now. You all right now, Mr. M'Leedy?
Oh, yes, indeed. Fine. Thank you.
Right. Bring over that brass tissue.
Oh, is there any need?
Better over.
Miss Gilchrist.
Turn down, turn.
Miss Gilchrist,
Yes, Mr. M'Leedy?
will you come over here a minute, please?
But I haven't finished the first Novena, Mr. M'Leedy.
I'll give you the first
Gilchrist.
Now, in the name of all that's holy, what class of name is Gilchrist?
Ah, it is an old Irish name. In its original form, Gilchrist, the servant or the gilly of the Lord.
Well, you're a queer looking gilly of the Lord.
I take insults to the name of our blessed Saviour.
Ah, you'll take anything you can get, like a good many more than round here. Now, you're up in his room 3 hours.
A quarter of an hour, Mrs.
3 hours. 3 hours.
We were speaking of our souls.
Your soul. Well, you can leave his soul alone, whatever about your own. Now get out of here before I'm dug out. Out!
I give you my prayers.
You can stuff them up your cathedral.
I forgive her. She is a poor, sinful person.
And you're a half-time whore.
Oh, compliments pass with the quality meat.
Come away from Mr. Milady. This is solemn and moral.
Don't leave us, Star.
I can't, Miss Gilchrist. I haven't paid my rent.
Eustace, I will give you my prayers.
Thanks.
Will you come back, Miss Gilchrist?
The Lord will give you strength.
Evangelina!
Oh, ships that pass in the night.
Did you ever see anything like that in your whole life before? Now, are you going to ask for an explanation, or am I?
Don't get me involved. You brought him here in the first place.
So I did, God help me. And you can take your face out of here, you simple little git! Not you, him!
Me?
Yeah!
There's strategy for you. Who told you about him in the first place? Huh? I always knew that it was a dirty old box.
Informer? Butterfly? You painted me, fool!
You're 50 old git.
Hey, how about some rent money? See, do that. That killed him quick enough. Now, Meg, if the performance is over, I'd like another cigarette.
Do you know, I sent a Skippy out for fags about an hour ago. God knows where she's been. I've a fag hidden here now. It's a gollywog or some kind of a word.
A what?
It's a French gollywog or something. I got it off that Natasha case below at the French embassy. You know, the fellow who thinks all Irish women is Hispanic.
No. I wait for me 20 players. No. Meanwhile, I'll sing the other song, The Hound That Caught the Pubic Hair.
You're always announcing these songs and you never get round to singing it.
Cigarettes, sir.
Oh, 100,000 welcomes to you, girl. God, you look lovely there. Now, if I wasn't married, I'd be exploring myself.
Well, I'm very sorry I was so late, sir. Were you lost in the place, please? I was nearly. Shall I get on with the beds, Meg?
Yeah.
Come here now, girl. Don't be calling me sir. There's only one sir in this house, and that's Mansour. You can call me Pat.
Pat, sir, there's a man outside. Well, why don't they come in? He was just looking around.
Is he a policeman?
Oh, no, sir, he looks respectable.
Where is he now?
He's over there.
I can't see very well without my glasses. Is he wearing a trench coat and a beret?
He is, sir. How did you know?
Well,
Well, he's a fortune teller, that man. He has a badge on to say he only speaks Irish.
oh, in that case then, well, him and me will have to use the deaf and dumb language, girl, because the only bit of Irish I know now will get us both prosecuted. Now, that makes me think he's an officer.
He has another one on to say he doesn't drink.
Or that means he'd be a higher officer.
Oh, don't be bringing him in here now.
Oh, he'll come in his own good time. Now, Teresa, girl, you haven't been with us very long. And you're a good girl. And you can keep your mouth shut.
Oh, yes, sir.
Now, there's someone coming to stay here. And you'll bring him his meals, right? Now, if you do everything according to plan, you can stay here for the rest of your life.
Oh, so she's married. Oh, thank you, sir. Indeed, I'm very happy here.
And you're very welcome, girl.
And I hope you'll be satisfied with my work.
I'd be more satisfied if you weren't so serious the whole time.
I've always been a very serious girl, sir.
Oh, I see.
Crooning
Do you know what you look like, Meg?
Yeah. A poor with a heart to go. He says what you'd say if you were drunk enough anyway.
What's this?
Is it the sanitary inspector, Pat?
Filthy! Filthy! The whole place is filthy. Get rid of that, will you? Hey, who owns this?
That's mine, Pat.
Take
Let me give you a hand, dear.
You keep your begrudging hands up, will you?
Who's in charge here?
I am.
Your cellar's full of rubbish.
That's not rubbish. That's the contents of an entire house that fell down a couple of weeks ago.
What is this person doing here?
This person is Meg.
Get her out. Here's a list of your instructions. It's in triplicate. One for you, one for me, one for HQ. When you've read and digested it, append your signature, destroy your copy. You have it ready.
No.
Then we have to speak in English. You have food sufficient for 3 people for one day.
There's always plenty of food in this house.
May I see your toilet arrangements,
Yeah, out
please?
there. No, the other door. Mind your head as you go in. There's plenty of paper in there.
Dining here! Lieutenant Princey this afternoon. Lady from HQ?
Yes, sir.
Damn little magnet.
Who the hell was that?
That's my own mother.
Can we be serious, please?
Come here. Look. Can I offer you any refreshment?
I neither eat nor drink when I'm on duty.
An old bottle of stout.
Teetotal. I might take a bottle of orange and me after dancing the high call cap in a Gaelic measure as an Irish Gaelic. But not at any other time.
Well, no one will fault you for that.
Rent book, please.
You thinking of moving in?
I wish to see a list of tenants.
Right, there's Bobo the mouse. Jeez, that one's been dead for weeks. Ropine, Meg, Colette, Rhea. There might be a few more lying around. That's all I know about.
It was my doing to be no such thing as us coming here at all. The filthy reputation this place has throughout the city.
Can't think now how you came to hear about that. A clean little man like yourself.
I do charitable work around here for St. Vincent de Paul Society. As Padraig Pierce said, to serve a cause that is splendid and holy, the man himself must be splendid and holy.
Well, are you splendid or just holy? Rent in advance, £5.
Isn't money you're looking for?
We're not all working for St. Vincent de Paul.
Will you leave St. Vincent out of it, please?
Oh, I will. St. Vincent de Paul Society, they're all ex-policemen. In the old days, we wouldn't have anything to do with them fellas.
In the old days, there was nothing but communists. In the IRA,
There was, and what of it?
today the movement is part of the old dross. It has found its spiritual strength.
And where did it find it?
The man who is most loyal to the faith is the man who is most loyal to the cause.
Yes. Haven't you got your initials mixed up? Are you with the FBI or the IRA?
You're an old man. Don't take advantage of it.
I was out in 1916.
And lost your leg, they tell me.
More than that. You wouldn't recall, I suppose, the time down in County Kerry when the agricultural labourers took 5,000 acres of land off the Lord Tralee.
No, I would not.
1925 it was. They'd all divided fair and square and were planting and ploughing in great style until IRA HQ sent down instructions that the land question would have to be decided after we won the whole 32 county republic.
Quite right too.
Oh, the Kerry men weren't greedy. No, they were not that bothered about a whole 32 counties. They're on 5,000 acres now to do grand for a start.
Those men were wrong in this social question.
It wasn't the question they were interested in, but the answer. And I agreed with them. I stayed on there, trained the unit, and when I finished, we could have taken on the whole of the bloody British Navy if it came to that.
That was mutiny. You should have been court-martialed.
Oh, I was court-martialed in my absence, sentenced to death in my absence. So as I said, shoot me in my absence.
It was to know what I was coming to. The police would never believe we'd use this place. At least you can't be an informer.
Jesus, you're a shocking decent fella. Any chance you might give me an old testimonial to get a job in the corporation?
Well, since you're already a certain business, and I intend to conclude that business.
Let us proceed then. When may we expect the prisoner?
Tonight,
What time?
between 9 and 12,
Where is he now?
we haven't got him yet.
Are you going to Woolworths to buy him?
I've no business telling you any more than has already been communicated to you. The arrangements are met for his reception.
All except the £5 for the rent.
I told you I haven't got it.
Well, you better go and get it. Or yourself, escort, prisoner, the whole lot of you out.
I wouldn't be too stupid about that if I were you.
Hey, Pat,
What?
we come in
Oh,
now.
come in, come in.
We want to put the sheets on the bed.
Mr. Pat.
What is it?
It's about the boy in Belfast jail. They refuse to reprieve.
The Lord Lieutenant said at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, no reprieve, fine.
The boy in the Belfast jail.
Issued on behalf of the government of Northern Ireland.
I've lost it now.
I tore that thing off.
Oh, not to help us.
The poor boy. 8 o'clock in the morning.
They would give the last bit for free.
Irishmen have been hanged by Englishmen at 18 years of age before now.
Yeah, Dukes, Greeks, and Cypriots.
But did you read about Mr. De Valera and them black fellas? No. He could do something about it if he wanted. I'm sure he could.
Mr. De Valera!
Well, I'm sure he could do if he wanted to. He's a very clever man, you know. He speaks 7 different languages.
Oh, Jesus, a pity Irish or English weren't among them. Then we know I was saying half the time.
Hi, everybody. Something coming through.
Earlier today, a young British soldier was captured as he was coming out to the dance hall in Armagh by the IRA. He was bundled into the back of a car and when last seen was speeding towards the border. All troops have been alerted.
Turn up, Pat, to get these people out of here.
I can't, I'm not making a show of myself.
Hey, come on, stay with me.
Meg. Who is that?
Ah, he's just some IRA general or something. He's only know about the rent. Don't worry about it. It's grand.
That poor boy waiting all night for the screws coming from in the morning.
Will you shut up and sit down, will you?
I know just how he feels.
How would you know?
Well, I was in prison myself once.
Oh, you were you?
One joy.
As a matter of fact, it was.
So was I. I'll get you a drink.
The two of them don't jump.
I was in a cell next to a condemned man.
What are you in for?
It was the Pall Mall Gazette in 1990.
The what?
The Pall Mall Gazette.
And what's that?
A magazine. There was an advertisement in it for an insurance company. I put all my savings into it. And in return, I was to receive an annuity of £20 a year.
But sure, that's not such a big amount, is it?
That's what we always do.
Yes, that's the point. When the annuity was due, the value of money had declined. So I ran off with the church funds.
That was a filthy thing, filthy.
They put me into prison for that.
And what about the boy in the den cell? What's he done?
Yes, no, this is interesting. Flynn, I think his name was. He disposed of his wife and a chicken down the well. Said it was an accident. Said his wife fell down the well trying to retrieve the chicken. Unfortunately, the police found the wife under the chicken.
And how long were you in for?
3 years.
You don't look at you.
And all this time, my younger brother, he was travelling all over the world.
Of the do, don't they?
Visited every capital in Europe. Saw Cardiff, Liverpool, Middlesbrough. Went to London. Saw Mary Lloyd every night at the Tilly.
Oh, Mary Lloyd, she was lovely.
Oh, she may have been, but all that time I was in prison. It broke my poor mother's heart.
You know, I never broke my mother's heart. I never knew her.
You never had a mother. Oh, it's
I know lots of people now who haven't got fathers, I'll tell you, lots of them. But I don't know any who haven't got mammies. Well, I mean, of course I had a mammy like, but I never knew her. Now listen, are you not going to sit there moaning about your mammies all night? Did you sweep out your room?
well, no.
Will you go out and get us 12 of stout so we've run dry by the looks of things? And if you're going to sit there on your arse, you can give me a hand with the bed.
Oh, Meg, do you mind? I've been flat my back all day.
Kate says the creditors run out.
Oh, Jesus, Kate, I've a terrible drought. Oh, Peg, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll run down to the docks and pick up a sailor and bring back a crate of Guinness.
Good on you. Bring the beer back here now, look.
And the sailor. There's some very strange people in this house.
Teresa, there's some very strange people in the world, I'll tell you.
I like that little fella. There was no one like him back at the convent.
Being real reason.
So that's name, isn't it?
It is, Teresa.
Teresa, how long is it now since you've been out of that convent? Oh, I've only had the one job with the family and you're on contract.
And why did you leave that job? Did you half-inch something?
What did you say? Did you half-inch something? I never stole anything in my whole life.
And don't be getting so upset about it. Neither did I
At the grand chances I had to. Wasn't that make you see? There was a clerical student in the house.
Oh, Teresa, girl. Well, listen, as regards that kind of thing, you'll be safe here. No problem. No. Teresa, did the nuns know you left that job?
Oh, no, and they wouldn't be a bit pleased.
Listen, Teresa, don't say anything to Pat about it. It doesn't do to be telling men everything. They don't understand the half. Don't forget that. Here he is. Oh, isn't it terrible? Oh, the poor boy. Break your heart. Thinking about it.
Doesn't break my heart.
It's not your neck they're breaking either.
Doesn't make me unhappy either. Makes me proud. Proud to know that the old cause is not dead yet. Proud to know that there are still young men willing to die for Ireland.
I'd say that poor young man now will be in the presence of the martyrs of 800 years ago before 8 o'clock in the morning.
He will, with God's help, he'll be in the company of the heroes.
My life on yours.
And I would give anything to stand in that young man's place tomorrow. For Ireland's sake, I would hang crucified in the town square.
Let's hope it'll be a fine day for you.
And I would be very lucky.
Very lucky. It's a pity he didn't buy himself a sweepstake ticket. Look, you were always a very straight man, commenting, if I may call you by your Christian name. Now, everyone's ready for the guest.
Good.
Wasn't that ridiculous talk the old one had out of him?
Teresa, you see, Monsieur doesn't look at things like an ordinary man. Monsieur is very given to talking about Ireland and that class of shite.
I think it's an old idiot.
Monsieur, an old idiot. I'll have you know, he went to all the best colleges in England.
Oh, it's all the same where he went, Meg. He's mad to see that the death of a young man will make him happy.
Now, Teresa, the young boy himself said when he was sentenced that he'd be proud and happy to die for Ireland.
Oh, it sure hasn't lived yet, Meg.
I'm sure have you, Teresa.
Well, a girl of 18 looks more than a boy of 18.
Alright, Teresa, that's easy for you to say. That poor lad gave no love to any except Ireland. And instead of breaking his heart over a girl, it was for the cause he was breaking.
Oh, well, his white young neck will be broken tomorrow morning anyway.
Oh, look, we've no business mourning before it's time. Now, there's no point in getting ourselves down. Kate, you play a little music for us there and have a dance or something.
Don't stop, look, Nancy.
Keep your mouth shut and get up there.
chance for a cigarette?
I don't smoke.
How about you?
I don't indulge myself. I get a nice cup of tea in a minute.
Oh, smashing. Get a nice cup of tea. A nice cup of tea!
What's going on now?
Nothing.
What's all the noise about?
I just wondered if she might be bringing my tea.
Oh, she.
You know, the one we saw first. It's all right.
Guard, keep him covered. I'll go and see about his tea.
You're 5 minutes upstairs, so don't shout.
Hey, what's going on here? Get out the lot of you. Come on, clear out. Leave me alone. Come on, get down from there. Get out. Teresa! Teresa! Where are you here? Give me his tea, will you?
Hey! I like your dancing. You know your knees up. Is that mine?
Yes, it's your tea. Sure, you must be starving. Your belly must be stuck to your back with hunger.
Oh, bit of alright, isn't it?
Well, you're lucky. Meg gave you 2 rashers.
You know.
She said you must have twice the meal of a grown person.
Why is that?
Because you got 2 jobs to do.
Oh, what are
Grow up big and strong like all the lads.
they? Here, I'm older than you, I bet.
I think you look like a young lad.
You look like a kid yourself. How old are you?
I'm 19.
You? Well, I'm 92. When's your date of birth?
January, 25th of January. When's yours?
August.
Ah, so you see I'm older than you.
Only a few weeks.
What name do we call you?
Leslie, what's yours?
Teresa.
Teresa. It's proper Irish, ain't it?
Fellas is Irish.
Yeah, that's what I said. Teresa, you haven't got a pack up there?
A what?
Smoke. Cigarette.
Oh no, thank you, I don't smoke.
No, not for you. For me.
Oh, for you? Wait a minute. Look, it's only a bit crushed. Pat gave it to me.
Have you got a match? That's all mine. Hey, don't go. I suppose you couldn't get me a packet, could you?
Oh, I'll get you 20 Aston.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, thanks. 10 will do.
I don't fancy the Irish cigarettes.
What? The old Aftons? Oh, I love them. Smoking by the barrel.
Well, I'll get you some. You've a long night ahead of you.
Right.
Are you looking for something?
No? Yeah, an ashtray.
Under the bed?
Well, I might be looking for in and out, mightn't I?
The what?
The way out. I'm a prisoner, ain't I?
Well, I should be going.
You'll be back with the bags?
I might only work here, you know.
Hey. Charlie. Buffalo Bill!
Hey! What's he saying?
He wants to run the back, sir.
How he can, can't he?
No, sir. I'm in the same fight myself. Can't leave you close for another 2 hours.
Can't you both go?
Have to ask the officer, sir.
Oh, jeez. I'll call him. St. Patrick's, sir!
What's going on here?
Jeez, the fella wants to go out for a piss now. It's a bloody military secret. Right! Prisoner on escort, fall in. Prisoner on escort, right turn. By the front, quick march, left, right, hold! Prisoner fall out. You 2 guard the door. You guard! Come back here. What are you doing here?
Just getting some cigarettes for him, sir.
What is this man to you?
Nothing, sir.
Give them to me.
But they his.
Give them to me. Left, right, left, right.
What about me?
Silence.
Where's he been?
doing a job no one else could do for him.
Lucy, I got you some cigarettes, but that man lives.
That's enough. Get on with you, girl, about your business. Patrick, is that girl all right?
Ah, come on now, son. You don't want to be thinking about these things now when you on duty night.
I mean, you see if I'm out shows.
Actually, you know what the women are like. They're always talking about these things. Did you have a bit last night? I don't think she fancy you somehow.
I'm asking you, she's to be trusted.
You mean, would she do anything to bring the police here?
Now you have it.
Ah, she do nothing to bring the police here. As for your man there, should they getting along very well, those two?
Yes, a bit too well for my liking.
Ah, better than having them fighting and arguing. Them two are getting along like a couple of budgie guards.
This is no laughing matter, you idiot.
Jim, you know, there are two kinds of gunmen. The serious ones like yourself, and the laughing boys.
Like you.
In the times of the troubles, it was always the laughing boys who were most handy with the skit.
Why?
Because it's not a natural thing for a man with a sense of humour to be going around with firearms and guns. There must be something wrong with him.
There must be something the matter with you then.
Yeah. All I said the £5 for the rent.
At this moment, the hearts of all true Irishmen are beating for us. Fighting as we are to save the Belfast market. And all you can think about is money.
But you see, I'm not a hero. I'm what you might call an ex-hero. What if we get raided?
I refuse to envisage such a possibility.
Well, if we get raided, you can always say, I only did it for the money.
We shall fight for the death.
Yes. You're all in the run for a hero's death.
I hope I will never betray my trust.
You were never in prison for the cause.
No, I was not.
Easy enough to be seen.
You will, of course.
Yeah, 9 years in all.
9 years in English prisons.
Oh no! Irish prisons part of the time.
The loss of liberty is a terrible thing.
It is. And the red caps. And the screws. But you know what the worst thing is?
No.
Your fellow Irish patriots in along with you.
What did you say?
Yeah, your fellow Irish patriots in there with you. There'll be a split straight away.
If I didn't know you were out in 1916.
Teresa! Teresa! It's a man!
What's going on?
Her marching to the GPO over the Bibles being home in Belfast jail tomorrow morning.
God, it's like Jim Larkin's funeral.
There's plenty of peace about.
By Jove, look at all those banners.
Oh, England, a hangman of thousands in Ireland and Kenya and Cyprus.
Release the Belfast martyr.
Do you know, the world will see a day when England is so low, you won't even be able to walk on her.
18 years of age and in jail for Ireland.
And the poor boy. They're the murdering bastards.
You know what we're on about, don't you? This bloke in the Belfast jail is going to be top tomorrow morning. You read about it, didn't you? Papers were full of it over here. Headlines that big. He's only 18. Same age as us national service blokes. Anyway, they got him. Tomorrow morning they can throw him in. 8 o'clock.
That's the end of that now.
Well, thanks be to God, we all don't go that way.
No, it's a good turnout, Patrick.
Ah, it was, sir, it was.
Why don't you go back to your own country, you murdering bastard? You take me out of it, so you laugh and never bloody well else to be brought here.
Is this the English club?
Yeah.
May I give him a hint?
What is it?
It's an article from the newspaper, and as it's about his own geography, I thought it might come. No, Mr. Pat, I insist. It's from the Daily Express, and it's called Within the Palace Walls. Within the palace walls, so much is known of the Queen's life on the surface, so little about how her life is really run. But this article has been written with the active help of the Queen's closest advisors.
No, thank you, ma'am. I can't go in for that sort of malarkey. Have you got something else?
Evangelina!
Who called?
Me! Bucky, please!
Well, if the
please!
boy really doesn't want
Quite sure, thank you, ma'am.
May I read it, please?
Go on, Eustace.
Because it is completely fresh, probing hitherto unreported aspects of her progress, this intriguing new serial lays before you the true pattern of the Queen's life, understanding, intimacy and detail. May I keep it, Miss Gilchrist?
Give me a look at that. Get up. Written by an Irishman.
Oh, I don't believe it.
She calls herself an Irish woman. The silly old bitch.
I have nothing against the royal family. I think they're lovely. Especially that Tilly Legs, Burke and Sarah Armstrong Jones. I get all the Sunday papers to pull them up. One paper contradicts another, but you put two and two together and you might as well be there in the yacht right with them. And there's that Camilla Parker Bowles. Oh, she's a desperate nice woman. I always get her a bunch of flowers on her birthday. They even have an Irishman in it, a Mr. O'Malley. He keeps a hotel like you do, Mr. Pat.
Oh, hotel.
It will be my...
Well, firstly, mate, I've seen around the Bible. I read it once on Jenkins.
Is this true?
I was blue, man.
Blue. Blue. Well, blue is my favourite colour.
You like it then, man? All you got to do is sort out the blue bits from the dreary bits and you're laughing.
May we sing to you?
If you like.
Eustace? You've read the Bible in its golden pages. You've read those words and told me much of love. You've read the words of Plato and the sages. They tell of joy and peace and hope and love.
But I'm afraid it's all a lot of nonsense, about as true as leprechaun around. You realize when you want somebody
That there is no one loves you like yourself.
I did my best to be a decent person. I drove a tram from Murphy in 13. I failed to pass my medical for the army, but loyally tried to serve my king and queen. Through all the troubled times I was no traitor. Even when the British smashed poor mother's tent, and when they left, I became a loyal free stater. I know there's no one
Loves you like yourself.
I really think us lower middle classes
Middle classes.
around just like snuff and
Snuff and away.
employers take us for a set of asses.
Set of
Whereof they
asses.
sneer at all attempts we pay.
To have nice manners and to speak correctly. And in the end, what's left on the shelf? We have no use, just forgiving lawyers.
It's plain to see that no one
loves you like yourself.
Hey, Leslie, don't mind those two Egypts out there guarding you. And if you want to go out to back, son, just give me a shout.
What, you asleep?
I haven't slept, son, since the 8th of May 1921.
Well, did you have an accident?
I had 3 sons. I was bashed, belted, and bayoneted up in Arbor Hill Barracks.
Oh, red caps, bastards, aren't they?
They are, son. Each and every one of them. Come on, mate, we'll leave them alone.
Leslie,
Oh, darling. Come to me castle.
Did you get your cigarettes?
No?
Did the officer not give them to you?
No.
Oh,
Here! You must have swear. Anyway, you should never trust officers.
but I got you a few anyway. He's practicing his pipes.
He's what?
Practicing his pipes. He's going to play a lament.
A lament.
The boy in Belfast jail.
You mean a dirge? He's going to need a lot of practice.
Don't make a jeer about it.
I'm not cheering. Look, I feel sorry for that poor bloke, but the noise won't help him, will it?
Well, he's one of your noble lots anyway.
What do you mean he's one of our noble lot?
Monsieur is. Went to college with your king.
We ain't got one.
Maybe he's dead now, but you had one time, didn't you?
Oh, I've got a duke now, plays Tiddlywinks.
But anyway, he left your lot and came over here and fought for Ireland.
What? Was somebody doing something to Ireland?
Wasn't England for hundreds of years?
Yes, donkeys years ago. Everybody's doing something to someone those days.
And what about today? What about the boy in Belfast jail? Do you know that in the 6 counties they walk the beats in tax and armoured cars?
If he was an Englishman, they'd aim just the same.
It's because of the English being in Ireland that he fought.
And what about the Irish in London? Thousands of them. Nobody's doing anything to them. Just let them drink the way through it. It's London for you. That's the way we should be. Down at Billy on a Saturday night.
You're as bad as the Dublin people here.
You're one of them, aren't you?
I'm no Dubliner.
What are you, a country local?
I was reared at the convent of Ballyman.
I was reared down the Old Kent Road.
That's where your father and mother live.
I got her.
You're not an orphan, are you?
Yeah. One of the little orphans at the storm.
You're a terrible chancer.
Well, actually, my old lady ran off the pole. Not you blaming her if you knew my old man.
Not so good, eh, Patrick?
No, sir.
Never mind, we'll get there.
Yes, sir.
Pat, I need a weekly troop inspection, don't you?
A weekly troop inspection. All you Gaels and Republicans on the run, get falling. Come on, a lot of you. Line up there, come on. Come on.
What, me no?
Yeah, you go on the end there, son. Come on, line up, the lot of you. Come on, come on. Now, all present and correct, sir.
First class, Patrick. Fine body of men. Muscovites, eh? Keep the powder dry, laddie.
I'll try, sir.
And you, my dear, you're doing a great job.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Darren,
O'Connell, sir.
station.
Irish State Railway, Central Station, number 3 platform.
Darren,
William, sir. Leslie A.
station.
Oh, no, sir.
Like it?
No, sir. It's a dump, sir. It is, you know, mate. It is shocking. Everything closes down at 10, and you can't get a drink on a Sunday.
You can't get a drink on a Sunday.
No.
You hear what he just said? You can't get a drink on what?
Patrick!
What?
Is this the English, laddie?
Yes, sir.
Good God! We've made a boomer! Dismiss the troops immediately.
Troop dismissed. Come on, get out. Come on. Get out. Come on. No, she's all right.
What's that girl doing? Fraternizing?
No, she's making the bed.
Patrick, I'm going to inspect the prisoner.
Yes, sir.
Strictly according to the rules laid down by the Geneva Convention.
Oh, yes, sir.
Darren,
William, sir. Leslie A.
rank,
Private.
number,
2, 3, 4, 4, 7, 8, 6.
that's a lot. Carry on.
Can I ask you a question, Gov?
Any, Patrick?
Permission to ask a question. One step forward.
What are those pipes actually for?
Those pipes, my dear boy, are the ancient instrument of the Irish race.
Permission to ask another question, sir.
Permission to ask another question, sir. One step forward.
What actually is a race, Gov?
The race occurs when a lot of people live in one place for a long period of time.
Well, I reckon our old Sergeant Major must be a race then. He's been stuck in that same depot for about 40 years. Smashing looking old geezer. It's just like our old colonel back at the depot. Same face, same voice. Cool blimey, I reckon must be him. Is he a or something? Oh, that's Gaelic, ain't it?
That, my dear young man, is Gaelic. A language old before the days of the Greeks.
Did he say Greeks?
Yeah, Greeks.
Excuse me, Gov, I can't have you running down the Greeks. Mate of mine's a Greek, runs a cat down the Edgware Road. Best Rosalie the Holy Ghost in London.
Rosie Lee? Holy Ghost? What abomination is this, Patrick?
Vigo.
Cockney humour, sir.
The language of Shakespeare. Now, Newton.
He can't make up his mind, can he?
That's the trouble with the forces today. No background, no tradition, no morale!
We got background, we got tradition. They gave us all that in the boys' home. They gave us fair play, team spirit, cricket.
You a cricketer, my lord?
Yes, sir. Do you like the game?
By Jim.
Mind you, I couldn't get on with the boys' home. They gave us 2 sets of stumps, you see. And I'd always been used to one, chalked up on the old wall back at home.
That's not cricket.
Ah, now there you are then, sir. You're what I call a cricket person, and I'm what I call a soccer person. That's where your race lot comes in.
Ah, yes, cricket. That takes me back. Strange how this uncouth youth has brought back so many memories of summers gone by. A little like music, I think, Kate. Don't you? I think you know the one. I remember in September when the final stunts were drawn, and the shouts of crowds now silent, and the boys' tea were gone. Let us, O Lord above us, still remember simple things when all are dead who love us. Oh, the captains and the kings. When all are dead who love us, oh, the captains and the king. In our dreams we see old Harrow, and we hear the crow's loud call. At the flower show, our big Marrow takes the prize from Evelyn Waugh. Cups of tea or some dry sherry, vintage cars, these simple things. So let's bring up, be merry, oh, the captains and the kings. So let's drink up, be merry, oh, the captains and the kings. By the moon that shines above us, in the misty morn and night, let us cease to run ourselves out, but praise God that we're wise, and better still we're English, tea, toast and muffin rings, old ladies with stern faces, and the captains and the king. Old ladies with stern faces, and the captains and the king.
Get the old idiots out of here! Guards! No one else will be out here, do you understand? No one!
I understand, sir. Might have been relieved from my post.
No, certainly not.
2 minutes, sir.
No, certainly not. This place is like a rabbit warren with everybody skipping about.
Nah! The laddie from headquarters. There you are.
Yes. Here I am. You being an old soldier should understand the need for discipline.
Quite right, too.
I must ask you what you were doing in here.
Inspecting the prisoner.
I must ask you to keep out of here in future.
Patrick, I know this young man's been working under a strain. Really, there's no need to treat me like an empire like this. You know where to find me if you need me, Patrick. And chin up, sonny.
Oh, cheerio, sir.
I've had enough of this nonsense. I'll go and inspect the prisoner myself.
Oh, stand by your bed.
One pace forward. Down.
Can I ask you what you intend to do with me, sir?
You keep your mouth shut, no harm will come to you. Do you have everything you want?
Oh, yes, sir.
Right. Take over, Patrick. I'm going to inspect the outposts.
Right. Have you got the whole place covered?
I have indeed. Why?
I think it's going to rain.
No more tomfoolery. Please.
Hey, you can come out now.
No, he might see me.
No, he's gone. He's gone back for ages. Come on, sit down and tell me a story. Irish are great at that, aren't they?
Well, not all of them. I'm not. I don't know any stories anyway.
Well, anything will do. It don't have to be funny. Just something to pass the time.
Yes, and a long night ahead of you. And so is he.
Two.
The boy in Belfast jail.
What do you have to mention him for?
Oh, I'm sorry, Leslie.
It's alright, it's just that everybody's been talking about the boy in the Belfast jail.
Will I tell you about when I was a girl at the convent?
Yeah. Yeah, that should be a bit alright. Go on.
Well, it was the same as any other school, except you didn't go home. You had this big yard you played in, which had this stone floor, and you'd break your bones if you fell on it. But outside the wall, there was this meadow. Oh, it was lovely. We let us play sometimes there on our holidays. He took us swimming a few times, too, and that was really terrific. But the nuns, they were terrible strict, and if they saw a man come within a mile of us, well...
What? Well, go on, Teresa. We're grown-ups now, aren't we?
We were not allowed to take our clothes off at all. You see, even on a Saturday night when we had our baths, they put shifts on all us girls.
Put what on ya?
A sort of sheet, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Even on the little ones 4 or 5 years of age.
Oh, we had nothing like that.
What did you have?
I mean, in our place we had all showers and sloshing water over each other, blokes shouting and screeching, making a row. Oh, smashing it was. Best night of the week.
Our best time was the procession for the Blessed Virgin.
Blessed who?
Shame on you, the Blessed Virgin. Anyone would think you were a Protestant.
I'm good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right, I never think about myself.
Well, anyway, there was this big feast.
Was the Scot good?
What?
Right. Food. You don't understand me half the time, do you?
Well, we didn't have any food. It was a feast day. We just used to walk around a lot.
You mean they didn't give you nothing at all? Blow that for a laugh.
Are you going to listen to my story? Are you? Well, there was this big procession and I was looking after the mixed infants.
What's a missing?
A little boy and girl under 5 years of age, because up until that time they're all mixed together.
Wish I'd been mixed infant.
Do you want to hear my story? Well, when the boys are 6, they're sent to the big boys' orphanage.
You're one too? An orphan? You didn't tell me that.
Yes, I did.
Oh, we're quits now then.
I didn't believe your story.
Well, it's true. No, never mind. Tell us about this mixed infant job.
Well, there was this one little fella, and his father had died, and his mother had run away or something. And all the other boys are laughing and shouting. But this one little fella, he's all on his own, and he's crying like the rain. Nothing would stop him. Did you know what I did, Leslie? I made him a crown of daisies and a daisy chain, and I put it down his neck, and I told him he was King of the May. And you know, he forgot everything except that he was King of the May.
Would you do that for me if I was a mixed infant?
Clock striking somewhere in the city.
Wonder what time it is.
Don't know.
Teresa, will you give me a picture of yourself?
What for?
Well, just to have. I mean, they might take me away in the middle of the night and I might never see you again.
Well, I'm not Marilyn Monroe or Jane Mansfield.
Who wants a picture of them? They're all old.
Haven't got one anyway. Let me just get to something. I know what I can give you.
Right. Right. Here. Okay. What's that?
It's a medal.
Oh, doing right, ain't I? In the army 9 months, I got a medal already.
No, it's
it's not that kind of medal.
So look. Looks a bit like you.
No, Leslie.
Oh, it's that lady of yours.
Ah.
Yeah, that one.
You better count your neck.
I will if you put it on.
No, Leslie. Don't spoil everything. Go.
Well, don't go. Look. Let's pretend we're on a movie, right? Where all I have to say is let me, and all you have to say is yes.
Teresa!
Hey, you can't go in there. So, there's another woman trying to get into her.
You can't go in there. Security forbids it.
You mightn't have his trousers on.
Well, you'd think I never seen a man with his trousers on in my life before.
I'd be very much surprised if you'd ever seen one with them on.
Well, thank you very much.
He's a decent lad for all he's a British soldier.
Ah, there's many a good heart beats under a khaki tunic.
That's something, isn't that? My own father was in the Royal Irish Rifles.
Mine was in the English Killings.
Yeah, and mine was the parish priest's lass.
God forbid you, woman! After saying on the one that you in us all.
Well, I'm not that particular. I was only going about my business until this intellectual here stopped me.
I don't think we should let her in. He's in our care, and we're morally responsible for his spiritual welfare.
But only in a temporal way, so.
Well, I only wanted to see him in a temperate sort of way.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. It would be a terrible thing for him to die with him in purity.
Die? What's all this talk about dying? Who's going to die?
And now look what you've done. Leslie, we're all going to die, though. Not before Christmas.
Ah, you should have been a bit more discreet. You're going to have to let her in now.
2 minutes then.
Thanks, you blow your hair. Teresa, you're in there all the time.
I was just dusting there.
Just dusted. Now, there's nothing wrong with a bit of comfort in a dark night, girl. Come down here. Are you all right there now, Leslie?
What are you going to do to me, Mum?
I don't know, love. I don't.
Well, will you go and ask them? Because I don't think they know themselves.
Well, maybe they don't know, love. Or maybe they've just forgotten.
I don't know what you mean.
No, Leslie, there are some things you just can't forget.
Forget?
Yeah. Like here in Russell Street, right next to where I was born. The British turned a tank and fired shells into people's homes.
I suppose it was war, Mrs.
That's right, it was a war. But do you know who the war was against?
No.
Old men and women, the bedridden and the crippled, and mothers with their infants.
What then?
Well, anyone else who was able to move had already run away. In one room they found this old woman, and her son's gas mask and helmet were on the wall. A poor young man died fighting on the sun.
Don't know nothing about it, lady.
Would you like to hear some more? Would you? Who fears to speak of Easter week, that week of famed renown, when the boys in green went out to fight the forces of the crown.
Horses bold and hats of gold, with the red counters dressed in green, and high above the GPO, the rebel flag was seen.
Then came 10,000 khaki colts, our rebel boys to kill. Before they reached O'Connell Street, a fight they got their fill. Machine guns and artillery and cannons in galore. But it wasn't the fault that there one got back to England shore. For 6 long days we held them off at odds of 10 to 1. And through our lines they could not pass for all their heavy guns. And deadly poison gas they used to try to crush in vain. And burnt our
What, Brendan Behan? He's too anti-British.
Too anti-Irish, you mean? Be Jesus, wait till we get him back home. We'll give him what for making fun of the movement.
He'd sell his country for a point.
Don't mind my Graham taking your money.
What devil era?
Government of Northern Ireland have issued a statement they cannot find a reason for granting reprieve in the case of a condemned youth. The RAA have announced that Private Leslie Allen Williams, hey, that's me. I've got my name in the papers.
You want to read on a bit further, son?
I'm afraid it's impossible. You're going to be shot.
Who are you?
I'm a social worker for the St. Vincent de Paul. And I have one question to ask. Have you your testament?
I hope so. Shut up, this is serious. In a statement today, delivered to all newspaper officers and press agencies, he has been taken as a hostage. If executed, the IRA declare that Private Leslie Allen Williams will be shot as a reprisal. Does it really mean they're going to shoot me?
I'm afraid so.
Why?
You are the hostage.
I ain't done nothing.
This is war.
Surely one of you will let me go.
On the 18th day of November, outside of the town of Macroom, Here, Leslie, have another drink.
Hey, what's the time?
I don't know, ask him.
Very well. Go.
The stands in the Crossley tenders.
Shut up, will you, Pat?
What's the matter with you?
Just shut up. You'll have them holy Joes down on us.
Who are you talking about?
But that IRA general or whatever he is.
Him a general? He's nothing but a messenger boy. A batman.
And now, they're all generals nowadays, as far as I hear.
Like your mothers before him.
Hey, where are you going?
Hey, come over here, you. Come here. Come over and sit down.
Well, you must excuse the way I'm dressed, Mr. Pat.
Oh, you look lovely, Miss Kilburn. get it down, ya.
No, really, Mr. Pat, I never drink.
She doesn't want to. Leave her alone.
Go on! Are you aware, Miss Gilchrist, you're talking to a man who was a commandant in the times of the Troubles.
Fly bloody commandant you were.
Commandant of E Battalion, 2nd Division, Dublin Brigade. Mansour was the captain.
Now what the hell is E Battalion?
You've heard of your A, B, C, D, I suppose?
Certainly I have.
Well, it's as simple as that.
Isn't that nice? Must be a lovely thing to be a captain.
Now, where was I?
Tell us about Mullingar, Pat.
Shut up, you. Leslie, you want to listen to this. 'Twas in Russell Street here in Dublin.
That's my story. Shut up. I already told them.
I'll get no drink.
Get it yourself.
'Twas in Mullingar.
You told me it was Cork.
'Twas in Mullingar at the time of the Troubles in the Civil War. I lost my leg.
Well, if that's what you call a civil war, I wouldn't like to see an uncivil one.
The fighting, Miss Gilchrist, went on for 3 days. 3 whole days without ceasing.
And tell me, Mr. Pat, is that why you lost your poor left foot?
It wasn't my left foot I lost, but my right foot. Jason, do you not know your left from your right? Do you not know how to make a sign of the cross?
I do, thank you, but I don't make it with me feet.
Left or right, there was good loss on both sides.
There was good and bad on all sides, so.
It was a savage and barbarous battle. All we had was rifles, revolvers. They had landmines, Thompsons, Lewis guns, big bloody landmines. The whole town was nothing but black smoke and fire, and people lying dead on the roads.
You told me there was only one man killed, and he was the county surveyor out measuring the roads and not interfering with politics one way or the other.
What?
You told me when the fighting was over, both sides claimed him as their own.
You're a liar.
Didn't I see the Celtic crosses on both sides of the road the way they both claimed him as their own?
You're a liar.
Well, now that's your story when you're drunk, anyway. And like any other man, it's the only bloody time you ever tell the truth. Right, girls? Now,
Have you finished?
no, I haven't finished. And if whiskey and beer were at pre-war prices, the father of lives would be out of a job.
I lost my leg. Did I or did I not?
You lost the use of your leg, I know that.
These little lovers' quarrels.
And these white-faced loons with their trench coats and their berets have no business calling themselves members of the IRA.
That's much right. To their drilling and marching and rifles and revolvers and last dying words and glory as you ever had.
What sport is there in that old loon out there?
He begrudges them their bit of sport now that he's out and bet himself. So.
That's the way they talk to you nowadays.
I always say that a general and a bit of shooting makes one forget one's troubles.
It takes your mind off the cost a little.
As sad heart it is that never rejoices.
Jesus, they've no... Listen to me, I'm not talking to you. They've no business going up the border and capturing young fellas like this and bringing them down here.
Yeah, they've as much right to go up the border and leave their legs or feet or whatever it was you left up there as you ever had in Mullingar, wherever it was.
Do you hear her? Do you hear her coming on to me like that? A man who never harmed anyone in his life, God help me. Not to mention the years I spent incarcerated in Mount Joy with all the other Irish papers, God bless.
Mount Joy and the Curragh Camp were universities to the likes of you. And I'll tell you one thing, and that's not two. When you left honest employment to work in this dump for Monsieur and take in the lights of this shower, you became a butler, a Republican butler, a half-bred footman, and a Sinn Féin skivvy. What a rough-tongued person.
Go on! Abuse me! Your own husband who took you off the streets of Dublin when there wasn't a pub open in the city.
How will you go and get a mass said for yourself? The only love you ever had you kept for Mother Ireland and for leaving honest and...
So why did you leave me? Stay with me in the house the whole time for then?
I don't know. God knows I don't know.
I know what it is to be in exile. Dublin is not my home.
Oh, well, that's one thing in its favour.
I came to work in a house, Mr. Pat.
I told you what she was, Nat.
It was a very respectable district. We only took in clerical students. They were lovely boys. So much more satisfactory than the medical students.
Oh, yeah.
And the medicals, they're more for the beer.
Of course, my boys had renounced the demon drink. Being students of divinity, they had more satisfactory things to do.
Such as...
You know all that stuff they're going for about Matt begot Pat. This one lay with that one, and the old fella lay with his daughters.
And get the best eating and drinking as well. It's a wonder they were in any way controllable, isn't it?
Sometimes they were not. Life has its bitter memories. Since then I've had recourse to doing good works, recalling the sinner, salvaging his soul.
Well, you can leave his soul alone or I'll set fire to you.
Our good Lord said that every cripple has his own way of walking, so long as they don't cause strikes, rob, steal, or run down General Franco. Those are my principles.
Now, your principle is nothing but a pimp.
To whom are you referring?
That creeping Jesus above there on the third floor.
Oh, you mean Mr. McGee?
Yes, I do.
But he is a functionary.
Oh, is that what they call it nowadays? Oh, a functionary here.
I tried to save him. Together we wrestled against the devil. But here I feel as a soul worth the saving. Leslie.
Hey, leave him alone, he's too young for you. God almighty.
Leslie. Mr. Pat, I am as pure as the driven snow.
Well, you weren't driven far enough.
Hey, Fergus, open a bottle there for this, would you?
Here. It's all very well you come in the old acid and give me all this stuff about nothing that happens to me. I'm not complete bloody fool, you know.
And drink your beer and shut up.
What have I ever done to you? You should shoot me.
I'll tell you what you've done. I'll tell you. There was a famine in this country a couple of years ago, and people were dying on the side of the roads. And your Queen Victoriana, or whatever her bloody name was, she sent £5 to the Famine Relief Fund, and at the same time, £5 to the Battersea's Dogs Home. So no one could say she had rebel sympathies.
Pat, that was when Moses was in the...
Let him think about it.
You'd think they'd give us a little island that we live on for ourselves.
Will you ask me one thing, Nancy Mac? Why didn't they tell me why they took me?
Didn't they tell you?
No.
But sure, there was a war on, Leslie.
Exactly. Exactly. There's a war going on in the north of Ireland. You're a soldier, you got captured.
Right. So I'm a soldier. I'm captured. I'm a prisoner of war.
Yeah.
Well, you can't shoot a prisoner of war.
Who said that about shooting?
What about that announcement in the newspapers?
And love. Haven't you ever knew one bring here? A bottle of beer and a nice new girlfriend bring you every glass of comfort.
Yeah. See that bloke in Belfast who's popped in the morning. There's curtains for poor old Williams. Due for a weekend sleep and all.
But sure, they might give you the last minute reprieve.
What do you mean?
No. The boy in the Belfast train.
Some hopes for that.
No. The British government will think twice about it now. And they know we got you.
So they know if they hang the Belfast mark out their own man here, get from.
Oh,
Yours, Bobby, is in if you think it's what's happening to me is upsetting the British government. I suppose you think they're all sitting around in the West End clubs, handkerchiefs over their eyes, dropping tears in the double whiskies. Yeah, I'll just see the Secretary of State for War now waking up his missus in the night. Oh, Isabel, Cynthia, love, I didn't hardly get a wink of sleep wondering what's happening to that poor bleeder Williams.
Oh, poor boy.
somewhere?
I always heard the Irish was balmy. But that is going, that is. I was just walking out of the dance hall when this geezer nabs me. What do you want, I says. Information, he says. I ain't got no information. Apart from my name and the addresses of the girls in the nappy. Right, he says. We're taking you to Dublin. Our intelligence wants to speak to you.
Intelligence. Intelligence. He's an Einstein compared to them.
Well, when rather meeting them?
And they might come tomorrow and ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah, my last bloody wishes, I suppose.
I have no mother to break my heart. I have no father to take my part. I have one friend and a girl is she, and she'd lay her life down for McCaffrey.
Oh, Leslie, get off him! Leslie, come down here. That woman will drive you out the bed with her bloody moaning.
Mr. Pat, I will have you know that I have had my voice trained by an electrocutionist.
Oh, it sounds shocking.
So, it's neither this or that, so. If you're taking charge of the prisoner, I'll carry out the other duties and I'll check the premises.
All right, Travis.
When you take it, let the job slip through his fingers.
Well, I tell you now, you might be blamed, but you'll never be shamed.
I hope not, sir. Of course not. God gives us the brains. There's no credit to ourselves.
Look, would you ever go out and do whatever it is you were going out to do before you came in, whatever it was?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Mr. Pat, I have a terrible thirst on me. Oh. Oh, Mr. Pat, you gave that 12 of stout a very quick death.
Jesus, you could sing that now if you didn't to it. Leslie, very much. Yeah. Roll that door there. On the corner. Get us 12 steps.
Oh.
Go on, Bob. Off you go. Go ahead. Go. Go on, go on, go on. Come on.
Hey, where are you going?
Oh, talk about curse.
I caught the prisoner, sir, trying to escape.
You're a bloody genius, you are.
Oh, yeah. You'll just leave me at the garden path, sending me out for beer. All of a sudden, I'll turn around and cop a bullet in my head. And anyway, an Englishman can die as well as an Irishman any day.
Who's talking about dying, son? You won't die for another 50 years, barring you get hit by a bus or an atom bomb. Sit down.
Have you checked his next of kin? Oh.
You know, I've taught you not to enjoy myself here. It's better than square bashing. You know what they say? When Irish eyes are smiling, sure is like a morning spring. In a lilt of Irish laughter,
You can hear the angels sing when Irish hearts are happy. Although,
Will you shut up? It's one of our own.
I feel really like a mother.
That's remarkable, that.
It would be more remarkable if I were his father.
Well, I never heard you were married.
You never heard the Blessed Virgin was married.
Ah, no. You see, that one was done under the Special Powers Act by the Holy Ghost himself. That was.
Miss Meg, I repulse your prognostications. It would serve you better to go and clean your carpet.
How dare you! I'd have you know, when I lay in prostitution on that carpet, men of good taste have cavalcaded me on it. Away, you scruff out! Get out of here! Get out!
Pray do not insult my religiosity.
Get off the stage, you cackling bitch!
She is a no-class person. Things haven't been the same since the British left.
Out! They're not gone yet, I'm still here. Perhaps you can tell me what those people are going to do me in for.
Did you both wrong? Maybe you both.
Too young to have a vote for another 3 years.
And what are you doing sticking your nose into our affairs?
Yeah.
What affairs? I mean, what do I know about Ireland or Cyprus or Kenya or Jordan or any of those places?
You made them very sharply with a bullet in the back of your head.
Hey, you stick a bullet in the back of no one's head, Peter.
Yeah.
He should never have been brought here in the first place. It means trouble. I've been saying so all day. It's illegal.
What's going on? What are you at, lads?
I wouldn't trust them three as far as I could throw 'em.
Hey, what are you at?
We've been attacked.
What kind of attack? Political or?
Oh, one might as well be out of the world as out of the fashion.
Eustace! What are you doing with those persons?
Oh, we're speaking now, are we, Miss Gilchrist? It's a change. Ever since you've been interested in that young man's soul, the poor civil servant's soul means nothing to you.
Eustace, what has become?
You can't do what you like with us, you know.
Don't you know? Do you? Well, for the benefit of those who don't, we'll sing our ancient song. Won't we, Uncle? Blanche. Isn't he lovely? I met him at a quiz trial. He trumped my ace. Can we have an old key, please? We'll try another one, though. Let's have the first one.
When Socrates in ancient Greece sat in his Turkish bath, he rubbed himself and scrubbed himself and steamed before and after. He sang the songs in silent sex with Oscar and Shakespeare. We're here because we're queer, because we're here because we're queer.
Honest people in the land are poor of their own goods. It's all the same thing in the end of peace.
The Swedes were told the Arabs small. The answer with a leer. We're here because we're queer, because we're here, because we're here.
Leslie, that strict office is coming back and I won't get a chance for a word with you.
Oh, what do you want?
Don't be so naughty, I just wanted to see you.
We better take a good look, ain't you?
Well, what's eating you? I only wanted to talk.
We better hurry up. I'm able to talk so well the whole lot through my head.
Well, don't be talking like that.
Why not, eh? Why not?
Will you get your cup of tea?
No thanks, just had a barrel of beer.
Well, I'll go then.
Hey, just before you go, I think you take me for complete blood and fool, yeah? All this tea and beer lot. You even obliged with that.
Leslie, for God's sake, do you want the whole house to hear?
Come here. Show you something. You see him over there? And that other one opposite? No more than these two idiots guarding me. And look at those two by the archway, pretending they're lovers. That should be right up your street, that. Pretending they're lovers, that's a laugh.
I wasn't pretending.
How can I believe you? You and your blonde.
I'm not going to harm you. Pat told me himself they only wanted
Do you
to
think
question
he's
you.
going to tell you the truth? On me? After all, if you're really sorry for me, you might call the police. Or would you, Teresa?
I'm not an informer.
How long have I got? What time is it?
It's not 11 yet.
11 o'clock. Just be waking up at home. Fellas will be coming out of dance halls.
Look, there's an old fella half-jarred trying to sober up before he gets back home.
Back home. A couple of 100 miles away. Might just as well be another bloody pony.
Leslie, the chip shop's still open. Maybe I could go out.
I couldn't eat chips! Could you eat chips if you knew you were going to be done in? You're just thinking that poor bloke in Belfast. What about me and now, muggins?
If I really thought you knew anything,
You really thought? I'm a hostage. What's the point of taking a hostage if you don't intend to do me?
If they don't come for you, you will shout to me, won't you?
Shout. You get a chance.
I can't be sure.
Well, go away and leave me in peace. At least that bloke in Belfast has peace. And tomorrow I'll have nuns and a priest and the old work to see him on his way.
Well, what do you want?
Nothing! This bloke will do the best he can on his own. Perhaps I'll meet that Belfast geezer on the other side and have a bloody good laugh about it.
Look, I hear that officer coming back. I better go.
Don't go! Look, I know I wasn't much good to you, but say goodbye properly, eh? If I get away, will you come see me in Armagh?
I will, Leslie.
I want all the blokes in the village to see you. They all got pictures on the walls. Well, I never had any, but now I've got you.
It'd be lovely, Estelle.
I'm due for a weekend's leave and all.
I could pay my own way too.
Oh, you needn't do that. We've got enough for both of us.
I hear him coming in.
What's she doing here? Sleeping with him? And she's not interfering with you one way or another. Where were you going, Gary?
I was just going to the chip shops to buy some chips for him.
You can't go out there now. It's too late.
It's only 11.
It's nearer 1.
It's not the truth you're telling me.
Did you not hear the clock strike?
I did.
Patrick, get her to a room or I will.
You're lying to me. The chip shop's open till 12.
Go to your room, girl!
Do I have to go?
Yeah, you better go, Gary.
Leslie! Oh, Leslie!
Hello, Mum.
What's going to become of you?
I don't know, don't, Mum.
I've got a gift for you.
Oh, she's nice.
Don't you recognize me?
Oh, it's you, Mum.
It's me with my hair done nice.
Yeah, Mum. I think you better go. Things might start warming up round here.
God go with you, Leslie.
Let's get rid of her. And the thing is, will Teresa go to the cops? Even if old Einstein is old sozzle, there's still the other two to get free. Will they shoot me? Yeah, I suppose so. Will Teresa go to the cops? No.
I can't, so the battery's gone.
Down with the battery, charge! Oh, Monsieur! Get your head down! There's a raid going on!
What?
Get down!
Then why the devil did you tell me? Man the barricades! Get the bell-bombs! Go file any tree can see the whites of their eyes!
Get down!
Up the Republic!
Mr. Pat, would you like to buy a rifle?
Get out and put your head off!
Henry, what's happening?
I'll find out, all right?
The secret police has just taken the field, and they're all ready for the kick-off. Mr. Malini has placed himself at the head of the forces of law and order, and Miss Gilchrist is bringing up his rear. The whistle's gone, and there's a man falling along the gutter. He's gone!
Teresa!
Will you shut up or I plug you? And that former bitch when she comes in.
Sorry, Mum, didn't know you.
Where's that officer chap?
I can't see him anywhere, sir.
Do you mean to say he's deserted in the face of fire? Up the Republic!
Up the Arsenal!
Run, Leslie, run!
Leslie! Leslie! Where's Leslie?
He was here a minute ago. She's dead. Someone take his identification disc.
I do, sir. I didn't know he was a Catholic, but
Leave it with him, I gave it to him.
Nobody meant to hurt him, Triskellion. It was an accident.
But he's dead.
So was the boy in Belfast jail.
Wasn't the boy in Belfast jail over 6 counties who was troubling you? With your lost youth and your crippled leg? He's dying in a strange land in a home he had no one. I'll never forget you, Leslie. Not until the end of time.
Bells of hell go ting-a-ling-a-ling. For you, but not for me. O death, where is thy sting-a-ling-a-ling? O grave, thy victory.